In this video, we are going to talk about 7 things you do not want to do when starting a business. All right, number 1, don't bring on a partner that is not a perfect fit. I have a whole separate video you can see up here somewhere. I have a whole other video on choosing the right business partner. I mention this because, I can't stress it enough, you have to have a perfect fit partner. When you have that, it makes everything else you do in the organization so much easier. Your life becomes easier, you're happier to go to work, you're happier because you're achieving your goals, you're gonna be more successful, so make sure your partner is a perfect fit. Number 2, don't underestimate yourself. Many times I hear people say, okay, well, what if I fail? I'm not good enough. I'm not trained. I don't have rich family. I don't have all of these things. And honestly, those are just excuses. Literally just get rid of those ideas, throw them out the window. They will not help you be successful. So don't underestimate yourself. Realize that you are far more capable than we even think of sometimes of ourselves. You can get far more done than you think. Start to put some time frames there and be like, no, I need to get these things done by this day. And you're going to start to see all of a sudden you get a lot more done. You know, those things you've been pushing off for a while, just jump in head first, get them done. Get in there, get it driven, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Get it done. You'll see you can actually move things so much faster. You can get so much more done than you think. And honestly, you're a lot smarter than you even think. You know, if you have concerns where you feel like you underestimate yourself sometimes, you are actually smarter than you think. Okay? So give yourself some credit, because if you want to start a business, that takes some guts. You know, that takes some it really does. And so be willing to persist, be willing to push through stops and barriers to achieve your goals. And you'll see, I mean, if you've been in business for a little while now, you know that you've persisted through a lot. No business person, heck, anybody on this earth really has persisted through barriers, problems, stops. They've overcome obstacles. And in being in business is no different. You know, sometimes you feel like you have even more obstacles and more barriers and things. But realize you've persisted through far worse than what you're probably experiencing right now. So don't underestimate yourself. I promise you, have faith in yourself and have faith in your ability to really look at a situation and know you did the right thing. And at the end of the day, that's really, really important, because your integrity, your own certainty in yourself that you're making the right decision, that's what's important. Number 3, don't be afraid to try new things. Now, this is one of those things that in business, in organizations, in any group, in life, you're going to experience new situations. You're going to experience things you haven't encountered before. And that is okay. Don't be afraid to have to figure out things you haven't figured out before. I'll tell you, as I started documenting the jobs that I had, right, the things that I did, and started turning those over to other people, as other people started to actually wear their jobs, I actually had to figure out what my job was. It actually freaked me out, because as an executive, I was trying to figure out, what is my job? Now that everybody's doing things smoothly, what is my job? And I think that situation, when you start to experience that, for some people, they dive back into the things that they already know, okay? Because they have good people who can do it. But as a manager, they dive back into the things they already know because it's comfortable. And they go, oh, well, and then they start creating chaos in the area and then go, well, that's the reason why I can't turn this over to somebody else. I've seen that because I've helped thousands of business owners actually turn over jobs, turn over hats in their organization, and build their teams. And one of the things that happens is you start to build a team, and it can actually freak you out a little bit. You can say like, oh, am I even important anymore? What's going on in my life? All this kind of stuff. The wrong thing to do is then to jump back down into the organization and then try to take over these hats that you actually have people who are doing a good job on, right? And we come up with all sorts of excuses and reasons why. I'm going to do a whole other video on that, but we come up with all sorts of excuses and reasons why we can't turn over the job. I guarantee you, you can turn over the job. Other people, right? So you remember, don't underestimate yourself. Give yourself some credit. You should give some other people credit too. right? Give some other people credit and realize that they can do a good job on what they're doing. And that will actually force you to figure out the new things that you haven't figured out yet. Because as you continue to expand, there's going to be plenty of new areas in the business that you have to actually figure out. And many of those things are things other people won't figure out. So take the time, take the opportunity to actually just go, you know what? I'm going to embrace the new things. I'm going to go head first and dive into these new things. I'm going to create on these new things. And when you do those things, you get it figured out and worked out, you can then put that right into the organization, and you're going to see expansion because you're actually creating the organization. You're building the organization. Realize if you're not running into and figuring out the new things, then who is? Who is? It's part of our jobs as executives. We need to be doing that. So that, I know that's a really key point and one of the 7 things. One thing I'd like you guys to go ahead and comment. Let me know. Are there other things that you have found to be successful and unsuccessful in your business, and you want me to summarize into a video or give you more data on or context on? Go ahead and comment below and let me know. Number 4, this one is really, really important. Don't see that, quote, failing is a negative. And here's my reality on it. I don't consider that I failed until I said I failed and I gave up. See, the reality is you don't really fail unless you give up. So that doesn't mean that you head in the wrong direction and you keep heading in the wrong direction, right? But it does mean that you had some goal or objective that you wanted to do. Even if you were headed in one direction and you have to completely shift directions, that's okay. That doesn't mean you failed in the one direction. It means you changed your mind, which you're totally allowed to do. It's this crazy thing. People can actually change their minds in this world. Like, wow, what a concept. So don't worry about, quote, failing, because the reality is you're going to have to dive in. You're going to have to make mistakes. You're going to learn things along the way. The more that you can lean on the experience of other people around you who really do know what they're doing, the more that you study, you'll find the less mistakes that you actually make. Right? The less issues you run into. But also, if you make a mistake, okay, who cares? Don't worry about it. I've made mistakes, and then I learned from it. And then you don't see me making that same mistake many more times. I mean, sometimes I learned the first time. Sometimes it took me a couple times, but that's okay, right? That's okay. I know. And then I learned from my mistake, and I went, okay, you know what? I got it. And things just got better and better and better. So don't be afraid of failing. That's the thing that stops people from taking on a new job, a higher position, starting a business, whatever it is that you want to do, period. Don't be afraid of failing. Point number 5, don't ignore good advice. Now, I say this, which is an interesting one. It's kind of hard sometimes to tell what is good advice or not. So I had to kind of figure out for me, how would I know when something is good advice? Right? Because I say that and you can go, okay, well, how do you know then what is good advice? The reality for me is that if I'm getting advice that helps me in the direction of accomplishing my goal from somebody who has had that experience, or they've really overcome those obstacles, or that I can relate to, or I feel like it's valid, it makes sense to me, then I go, okay, you know what? Maybe that's good advice. Sometimes somebody's saying something, and I go, I just don't feel like that's the right thing to do. But maybe it's just my own lack of experience. It's the reason why I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. Maybe it's my own lack of training or hatting. Maybe that's the reason why I don't feel like it's the right thing to do. And so I take the advice, I look at it, and I go, you know what? Especially if it comes from somebody who's successfully done what I'm doing, and they're saying it in a way like, yes, this is possible, then I will take it and I'll look at it, and sometimes I'll just try it and test it out and see how things go, and I start to have some success with it, and then I can actually build on top of that and grow from there. But I will tell you, there are a couple ways that I know for sure that something is not good advice, right? So obviously, people who are giving you advice that isn't good, just ignore that. If somebody tells you something is not possible, meaning it's literally impossible to do blah, 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 that you want to do, I usually ignore that. That doesn't mean if somebody's being sane and logical and telling you, hey, you're trying to jump off a cliff and fly without, wings or a machine or anything that, you know, you're probably not, it's not going to work out too well. Like, I'm not saying somebody who's giving you logical, like, the whole world would look at it sort of advice. I'm saying, you know, I say, hey, I want to build this business with no investment money, and somebody says that's not possible. I say, watch me, right? Because I had plenty of people along the way who told me, oh, well, that's not possible. You can't do that. That's not going to happen. And so, you know, I pay attention to good advice. I took experience from people who had very different experiences, right? Like, one of my partners had a lot of experience in retail and building a big business there. And there were things that at first I didn't really quite get. And then I could see, wow, he has all this experience that I can learn from, or friends around you, or other business owners, or people that you see online that are successful in an area. But just make sure that they really are, because what you don't want to listen to is people saying, oh, well, this is all hard. Oh, it's tough. Oh, it's all this stuff, when it's not. You know, the reality is you can confront and figure out anything that you want. So don't worry about that. All right, point number 6, don't try to do everything yourself. I was one of those people who tried to do everything myself. I tried to say, no, I need to be the guy to do it. I need to be the guy to call this specific person. I need to be the guy to take care of this specific action. I need to be the guy to do all of these things. The problem is that is going to bottleneck your business. You will not grow a big business if you have that viewpoint. You have to be willing to turn things over to other people. And that could mean important things too. And you're like, oh, but what if they make a wrong decision? Okay, did you never make a wrong decision before? Right? You're starting to see where I'm headed with that. So don't think that you're the only guy who has to do anything. Especially if you chose a right partner, you're going to find somebody who can actually handle a lot of the other things in the organization that you don't have to handle. So you're going to separate out who does what and give each other comparable responsibilities. Like, give each other, you know, something that, you know, this guy is carrying his weight. He's doing a good job. And don't think that you're the only person that has to do it. I can guarantee you, I have helped people turn over pretty much any kind of hat you can think of, any kind of role. I have yet to find one that I couldn't help somebody turn over. So you can. And all of the excuses and reasons why we come up with not being willing to turn them over, those are just excuses and reasons. Those are things that are going to get in your way. All right, so that was point number 6. Go ahead and like and subscribe my channel as I'm giving you this last point here. Just go ahead and do that, because I publish content regularly. I put this out here so that I can help you. As I even learn things, I put that out. As I see things that I go, wow, that worked really well, or that didn't work, I do that. So this is really a real-time living life channel to give you the information to help you out. All right, number 7, be true to yourself and don't try to be someone else. Sometimes we think, because you can look at other people and say, well, that guy was really mean as an executive, so, you know, and he is successful, so I'm going to be mean as an executive, right? Be yourself. That is really, really, really important. It doesn't matter what other people do, how they do it, all these kinds of things, like what their attitude is and all of that. Be yourself, right? Be yourself in your marketing, be yourself in your promotion, be yourself in every aspect of your life, and stay true to yourself, right? Because if you keep your integrity, and if you know I did the right thing in that situation, you're going to continue having a happy life. If you start to do things where you're like, you know what, I did wrong for that person, I did wrong for that staff member, I did wrong for that employee, then, you know, it starts to build up. You're going to start to have more and more problems with it. And so just keep that in mind. Look at how you can be you and have that come through in all of your communication, all of your marketing, all of everything, so that people see you. Because that's what people want. You know, you talk to a fake person, nobody likes fake people, right? Nobody likes fake people. You show up, you're like being this weird thing. Somebody can tell. They'll see and go, wow, that guy's just kind of a fake guy. So be true to yourself, right? And you're just going to have such a happier life. You're going to enjoy life. You're going to enjoy what you're doing. That's what I have for you in this video. I know these things will help you out. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. I mean, all, you know, just that tells me if I'm going over things that help you, right? It helps me know. Like if you go in there and you comment like, hey, what did you think about it? Were there other things you'd like to see covered? Were there other questions you have? Go ahead and do that, and I'll make sure I include them in other future videos. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.